You know, there are phrases we hear all the time, but have you ever stopped to think about the one that's spoken billions of times a day, all across the globe? I'm talking about Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. But what's really going on behind those words? What power is hidden inside? Well, that's what we're here to unpack. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So, what does it actually mean? Well, the most common English translation you'll see is, "In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful." It's the phrase that kicks off nearly every chapter of the Quran. And for millions, it's the start of countless daily actions. But here's the thing. It is so much more than just a simple opening line. It's a declaration. It's a prayer for blessing. It's even a kind of shield. So what is the power that's truly held within these few words? To figure that out, we have to go right to the source. To really get a grip on this phrase, you've got to understand its home turf. Bismillah is the very first verse of the very first chapter of the Quran, a chapter called Al-Fatiha, which literally means the opener. So right away, you see it's the key that unlocks the entire book. And this opening chapter, it's so important that it has all these different names, and each one points to a different quality. It's called al-Kitab, the mother of the book, because it's said to contain the essence of the entire Quran. It's known as Ash-Shifa, the cure, and Ar-Ruqya, the remedy for spiritual healing. It's even called As-Salah, the prayer, because you can't have the daily prayer without it. And Bismillah, well, it's the gateway to all of that. Okay, so we see where it lives, right at the front door. Now let's zoom in and actually unpack the phrase itself. It's built around three of God's most powerful names, Allah, Ar-Rahman, and Ar-Rahim. And trust me, each one is packed with meaning. First up, Allah. This is considered the greatest name of the Lord. It's totally unique because it's the name that all other divine names and attributes point back to. Think of it like a central hub. All the other names, like the King, the Holy, the Giver of Security, they're all descriptions of Allah. Right after the name Allah, we get two more, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. And what's so fascinating here is that both of these words come from the exact same Arabic root, ar-Rahma, which means mercy. But, and this is the key, they don't mean the same thing. They actually describe two totally different dimensions of that mercy. So you might be thinking, wait a minute, mercy and more mercy? Why say it twice? Well, that's where things get really deep. This subtle difference is actually incredibly profound. Each name paints a unique picture of how divine mercy works. All right, let's break this down. Think of Ar-Rahman like the sun. Its light and warmth shine on absolutely everyone and everything. Believers, non-believers, animals, plants, the whole shebang. It's a vast, universal mercy, and it's a name that belongs to God alone. Now, Ar-Rahim is different. Think of it more like a gentle, nourishing rain sent specifically to a garden you care for. It's a focused, special mercy, particularly for the believers. It's a quality that can even be used to describe people, like the Prophet Muhammad. You know, the classical Islamic scholars had this perfect way of summing it all up. They said, he is Ar-Rahman with all creation and Ar-Rahim with the believers. One name for this boundless, universal mercy for everyone, and another for that special, nurturing mercy for those on his path. It just nails it. So we have this powerful statement of God's all-encompassing mercy. But it doesn't stop there. This phrase actually builds into something more practical, a form of spiritual protection. It isn't just an opening, it's a shield. There's this incredible teaching from the Prophet Muhammad. The story goes that a companion's animal tripped, and the man immediately blurted out, "Cursed Shaitan." But the Prophet stopped him and explained that when you say that, you're actually just feeding Satan's ego. You're making him arrogant, making him think he actually has power over you. So what was the alternative? This is the crucial part. He told him, instead of focusing on the evil, just say Bismillah. Why? Because when you curse Satan, he puffs himself up. In the words of the tradition, he becomes as large as a house. But when you invoke God's name, when you say Bismillah, Satan just shrinks. He's diminished until he becomes as small as a fly. It's a powerful lesson. The real power isn't in confrontation directly, but in turning to God. Okay, so we've got this profound meaning, we've got this protective power, so how do you actually use it? Well, it's meant to be integrated into daily life as a way to invite blessing into every single thing you do. And saying Bismillah is way more than just reciting words. It's a conscious, three-step process. First, you simply acknowledge, okay, I'm about to do this thing. Second, by saying in the name of God, you're actively asking for his help and his blessing on it. And third, you're purifying your intention. You're dedicating that simple act to something higher than just yourself. This practice is meant to be woven into the very fabric of your day. It's recommended before you eat or drink something, before the ritual washing for prayer, before you start a big speech, during intimacy between a husband and wife, even before just walking into your own home. Really, it's for before you start any task that has some significance. And this right here, this is the ultimate effect. It's a tool for mindfulness. Reciting Bismillah takes any ordinary, mundane action, drinking a glass of water, starting your car, and it completely transforms it into a conscious act of remembrance, an act of worship. It makes the mundane sacred. And really, this whole entire principle can be boiled down to this one simple, powerful statement. It is the blessing of reciting Bismillah. That's it. That's the result of invoking God's name, to push away the bad and to invite in the good. So, Bismillah is a gateway, it's a profound theological statement, it's a shield, and it's a daily practice for mindfulness, which leaves us with a pretty big question to think about, doesn't it? In a world that often seems so focused on what divides us, what would happen? How might our world actually change if every action, big or small, began by consciously invoking universal, infinite mercy?